One Piece chapter 966, Roger and Whitebeard. Holy crap, guys. This was truly remarkable. This is really what it's all about, especially when you've invested so much time into this series, such as we have. Now, it's been around for like 20 years, so granted, it has a lot of depth to it, but now it's all kind of finally paying off. Because we're seeing like incredible moments like this. I mean, I just didn't want this chapter to end, and I basically had just as much enjoyment with this one as I did 957. This is like one of the best chapters of the year, maybe even the best. I'm not sure, but wow, a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. So this chapter wastes no time, and we get straight to Odin going after the Roger pirates, and they're like, Odin, just stop. These guys aren't like everyone else we faced before. These are like the highest level guys there are. And that's what I like in this like portion of the story too. Like we're seeing like this one big MMO playing out, which is the world of One Piece. And we've seen characters that have been pretty high, but now we're seeing like guys who have reached the level cap and have like all of the best items and all of the most powerful abilities going at it. And I'll get more into that, but like Odin just easily goes through like the entry level guys. And then we see Scopper and Rayleigh there, and they're about to take him on. And a super interesting thing here is that I think this might be the first time that it's confirmed, at least by Roger, that Scopper is number 3 in the Roger Pirates, because he's like, I wouldn't want my 2 best men to get hurt. Now, maybe this was confirmed before, I'm not really sure, but also a fun little piece of trivia here is that Scopper allegedly means bronze in Japanese, or something like that. I don't know, it means bronze. And then like silver, Rayleigh, and then gold, Roger. So that's like the order of progression among them, like first place, second place, third place. I thought that was pretty cool. And Scopper has like 2 axes, so that's super interesting as well. But the most interesting thing is, for the very first time ever, as far as I know, we're seeing Roger in combat. And the move that he uses is the Aversion to Divinity, which is an awesome name, incredible name, very fitting for what like the strongest or one of the strongest characters is capable of doing. And it's kind of like what Mihawk did at Marineford, right? It's something similar to that, or at least that's what it looks like. And it just blows Odin away. This is so cool. I mean, we kind of knew something like this was going to happen, but it's just incredible to see finally like him just getting his hands dirty, and it's definitely paying off. Like it blows him away, and he's like legitimately shocked by this. I mean, even before he's gets hit by him, he's like the aura of a wild beast. So like, yeah, Roger, I mean, he's the king of the friggin' pirates, but now we're like seeing why. Like, he's absurd. And then we get to like the biggest part of this friggin' chapter, and then Whitebeard steps in, and then they go for a clash. This is something that we all wanted. Every single One Piece fan, more or less, wanted this, especially after we read the previous chapter. And this is just all that I asked for, and I knew this is all we were going to get. We were just going to get a clash. But more insight into this clash is we're seeing what happens when essentially the 2 strongest characters ever clash. And it's much different than what we've seen of the other strongest characters, like from what we saw in Shanks and Old Whitebeard, and then recently with Big Mom and Kaido. It goes to the next level because they're so powerful that they can't even friggin' make contact. Their haki is just so out of this world that it just like connects with each other, and it just creates like this massive explosion which could almost like level this island. And that's just further showing you like when the 2 strongest guys, or just 2 people at the top of the power scale in the series, get together, like whole islands are just going to be collateral damage from it. Because like we saw Aokiji and Akainu go at it, Kaido and Big Mom, they were like causing similar things, but like Roger and Whitebeard, they're just blowing away everything. I'm surprised that they were able to fight for allegedly 3 days, because like just one clash of them like caused that massive explosion and chain reaction. But I mean, too bad we don't get to see any more. But honestly, did you really think that we were? I'm just so happy that we just got to see this one clash and got to see what the highest level looks like. Because like I said, when Big Mom and Kaido clashed, they were making contact. And I think Oda is putting out there for a reason, showing that, yeah, Prime Whitebeard and Roger are in fact at a level even higher than them. And if you're wondering like how powerful they are right now, I assume they are at their prime. And yes, Roger does have 1 year left to live, but if we go back to the flashback at Ed War, Crocus says that he's essentially in perfect health. So his whatever's killing him isn't really hindering his power, it seems. At least not at this point in the story. So then they come to a truce, which is cool, and they start being buddy-buddy and trading stuff. But then we get another confirmation of things here. And that is, first of all, that Blackbeard is on the crew at this point. Some people were kind of unsure of how it played out in the previous chapter. But also that he is meeting both Shanks and Buggy at this point. And then it's finally confirmed that Blackbeard does indeed not sleep. Because it was like insinuated when we saw that that childhood drawing that Oda made of all of the warlords and all of the other characters. I think it was just the warlords, but Blackbeard was in there and he was like crying, looking up at the moon, and people assumed that like, oh, he probably can't sleep. Now, why is that? A lot of us have figured it out, and I just want to make a video dedicated to that subject rather than just talk about it in detail here. But there's a reason, or pretty much a reason, that Oda hasn't all yet confirmed, but it has been set up in the past, which is incredible of Oda, as usual. And then we get some more information from Roger here about how 13 years ago he was able to go to the island Roadstar, but then like the log pose couldn't go any further, essentially. It just kept spinning. But we're also seeing like the log pose that Roger has, and I don't think we've ever seen a kind of log pose like this. It has 3 individual ones on it, which is going back to what I was talking about, like the highest level of the MMO, and they have all of the best items, and they have the greatest power that you can have, like hockey, to where you can't even like make physical contact with each other. But then it's also just straight up showing us how Odin came to join Roger, and it totally makes sense because, you know, he is a Kazuki, he's able to read the poneglyphs, and that's how Roger was successfully able to go on his final journey and able to get to Laughtell, because he needed Odin in order to do it. And I think once we get deeper into the true mythology of the series, we'll probably find out that the Kazukis and the D's probably have had an alliance since the beginning or something like that, and we're seeing that it trickles down all the way to Roger and Odin, and then it's going to trickle down to Momonosuke, Hiyori, and then Luffy and whoever else and everything. I think it's probably always been that way, and that's why like the Void Sentry and the poneglyphs and all that stuff is connected. But then Odin joins Roger, as we knew obviously was going to happen, and then Nekomamushi and Inuarashi, they join as well because we knew that that was going to happen as well, and they just stow away. That's kind of like the recurring thing that goes. And then Izo stays with the Whitebeard Pirates. We knew that that was going to happen too because she shows up at Marineford, or he shows up at Marineford. So this is all playing out very nicely. And we're also seeing that like Momonosuke meets Roger, as we all knew, and I love how this is all playing out. It's just incredible to see all of this stuff. And then finally, they go to friggin' Skypiea, and we're seeing how this all played out, which is amazing. I remember first seeing like the end of Skypiea when we first saw that Roger had left that inscription on the bell when I was like, I don't know, like 11 years old or something, and it's been so long, and we finally see like how that played out. It's like kind of surreal finally seeing this. It's incredible. This long journey that everyone has been on, and we still have like another 5 or 6 years left to go on this crazy voyage we've been on. But really amazing chapter. Like, truly amazing. Like a very unique, one-of-a-kind experience that you're only really going to get with One Piece. I mean, at least as of right now, there's really nothing coming close to this in the world of battle manga. But that's pretty much it for the chapter, and we might get another one before the year is over, or I think we'll probably get the scans maybe on New Year's Eve, possibly, something like that. Either way, even if it's the last chapter of the year, that's fine. This was amazing. And we're going to see more of Roger's final journey in the next chapter, or at least I assume so. And then after that, it's going to go into Odin's final moments. So we've got a lot of awesome moments to go after this, and I personally can't wait. But guys, please give it a like. And let me know what you thought about this chapter in the comments. Where do you think it's headed? And do you think we're going to see... I mean, we're probably not going to see much of Laftel, but we might see like a glimpse of it or something like that. Maybe Oda will drop a little Easter egg in there. Speaking of eggs, we're going to see how they get the egg on Roger's ship maybe as well. But that's pretty much it. And I also have a Patreon. It gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.